That's cacao water. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Sunday Sesh with Nicole. That would be me, yours truly, Nicole Ploudre. Formerly known as Nicole DeMeo, but I have gotten married, so I have a new name. Um,
I got those sausages for you.
I'm going to be doing my makeup while we talk. So y'all come on in. I got to pluck some stray hairs off my damn eyebrows because I don't know about you guys, but if you're Mexican or Italian, you'll know that this happens. When you are Mexican or Italian, your hair grows fast. And so my black hair grows really fast. Hey Nathan, hey Jessica, what's up, y'all? Come on in. So, what happened last night, you guys? I was not alive last night. I was dead. I was hibernating. I had a migraine, and my husband got home from work, and we traded positions because uh, we have a son. So I said, "You got to take over watching the boy because I have a headache," and I literally passed out. Like it was just hurting, beating so bad. Good morning. Hey, Spirit. Hey, sports fan. Oh, hey, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Nicole. Hey, I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, Christina. Hey, Allie. Hey, Allie, will you let them know in the Telegram chat that I'm live if they don't know?
Whoa, what?
What's everybody got going on today?
That was amazing.
Yes, I feel a lot better. That's why I'm going to put some makeup on and chat with you guys while we are putting on makeup. Um, so I went to bed early last night and my phone was blowing up this morning. So I see quite a bit has gone on in the Jessica Kent saga. Y'all know I'm not going to, I wasn't going to not say something about that, honey. Hey, Clary, what's up, girl? So we have been doing really good over here on my channel. I put out my videos about Jessica Kent and the truth of what I knew, and we kept it moving. We've been talking about recovery. I've been sharing with you guys my story of how I got sober. I've been sharing with you guys my journey on getting my teeth replaced because I got a tooth pulled, and I go back. I went Friday. They checked it, made sure it was healing well.
Explanation of benefits for your dental stuff.
Oh, it is? Okay, good. And then I go back this Friday and we're getting it done. We're getting it done, baby. We're gonna get the new teeth in there. So I've been taking you guys on that journey with me, and we've been talking about different ways to stay sober. Like we've moved on, right? But I can't help but bring us back to it because I went to sleep last night and all this stuff happened last night. So I see that Mindy has released the hounds. I see Mindy released the hounds. She put a video up. Girl, it was the scariest thing going in there to get my teeth fixed because I was so afraid. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you have not gone,
on your car.
Look at this, y'all. All we owe on my car is $840. My car is almost paid off. That's like 2.5 months, Neil, and that's it. And we're done.
Yep.
And I'll own my car, you guys. Can you believe that? I went from being a fucking person who sold my car out of the impound so I could get $3,000 to spend on Xanax bars and Roxy's. I was carless when I met my husband. To having my own car, I bought that car. It only had 20,000 miles on it when I bought it. Today, sitting out there, it has 48,000 miles on it. Haven't even crossed over the 50,000 mile mark yet. That's because I drive like an old grandma. If y'all didn't know that, I literally drive like a granny.
Did you just spawn it in the air?
I hate driving. It scares me. I have a phobia of it. But anyway, I saw Mindy release the hounds last night. So I told you guys that there was a lot of stuff that I wasn't going to come on here and say because I'm not over here trying to like my goal in life is not to bring down Jessica Kent. Okay. I just was really, really disappointed and saddened that she could just sit there and lie to so many people. And it was like, it was like it didn't even affect her. Like she could just lie with a straight face, and it was just so easy to continue just lying and lying and lying. And so I'm over here sitting back knowing the truth, and it was just really upsetting, it was really upsetting. So when I made my video, all I exposed, which was what had already been exposed by Mindy. I wasn't going to put out any other new information, you know? And then slowly but surely, as the week progressed, more stuff got exposed, you know? Um, and people are commenting on my video and they're saying, Nicole, come on now, addicts lie. Yeah, addicts do lie. Yes, addicts are the number one manipulators. Yes, yes. But those addicts don't have a platform of 1 million people that they're lying to and profiting off of. That is the difference here. That is the difference. So for all of you guys who are trying to call me out and check me on my recovery shit, sit back, shut up, and know your place. Okay? Yeah, addicts lie. They do it all the time, but not to 1 million people or more. Okay? That's the difference here. This person is a public figure with millions and millions and millions of people looking up to her. Okay? Looking up to her for guidance in recovery. No matter what she says, she built her platform on recovery in prison. No matter what she says, she can't come on now after 4 years of being on YouTube and say, sorry, I don't want to be a part of the recovery community anymore. Okay? That's not how it works, honey. That's not how it works. Okay? You can't backtrack now, sweetheart. It's too late. And then I saw some people commenting and saying, you know, what has she done for the recovery community besides profit off the recovery community, right? And that's what I have to ask those of you guys. Has she sat on the phone with you guys for hours and hours when you were struggling at your lowest point? Does she give her cell phone number out to you guys so you can text her or call her at any time? Does she do hour-long live streams talking about addiction and recovery to try and help you with your triggers and in your fucking cravings? No, she doesn't. And so a lot of you guys need to pull the wool off of your eyes and fucking wake up. Wake up now, okay? Wake up and smell a motherfucking coffee. This girl has been fucking manipulating you guys for a really long time. And it just so happens that my best friend got caught up in all this mess, okay? All this mess, okay? Mindy is a great girl. She's an amazing friend. She's trustworthy. She is smart. She is beautiful. She has a good heart. Okay, she has a really good heart. And the only reason she got kicked out of Jessica's house was because she questioned Jessica's authority. Don't question my authority. Okay, she questioned Jessica's authority on who she was having in her home. Okay? That tells you something. If my friend Mindy, who was fucked up, okay, questions you on what's going on, then that's a little wake up, right? That's a if somebody who is coming off a crack bender is asking you, hey, do you think this is good for you to have these people in your home? You might want to take a look at that. Okay? Like having child protective services at your house is serious, you guys. My son was taken from me by Child Protective Services, okay? I know all about how it goes. Child Protective Services does not give you multiple drug tests. That's not how they do it. The only reason why they would give you multiple drug tests is if your drug test was tampered with or coming up inconclusive. Okay, that's the only reason. When I took my first drug test, when CPS showed up at my door and I took my first drug test and I failed it, that was it. They didn't need anything else. When they went and they drug tested my husband and he failed it, that was it. They didn't need anything else. Now, will they take your kids away right away? It depends. If you fail a drug test, what they will do is they will evaluate your living situation. They will see if there is another sober adult in the home or a sober adult that the children can go to. Then they will put an order of protection in place. What that is these children are to stay at XYZ's house until LMNOP gets sober, right? Or they're supposed to stay in the home and GHB or whoever is supposed to take care of them, well, LMNOP goes into treatment, okay? Or they'll be totally removed and put with a family member, or they'll get totally removed and be put in foster care, Okay, but there's always going to be a plan. CPS just doesn't come around giving people random drug tests for no reason. And 400 kids being lost in the foster care system has jack shit to do with Jessica Kent. Okay, that was literally like some filler BS to fucking throw y'all off. It was so crazy to me how I was watching her video and I'm like, get to the point already. When is she going to talk about what everybody's talking about? Like, yeah, CPS gave me a hair sample drug test and enrolled on ecstasy 3 days before, and I passed the test. You're very, very lucky, Sterling, because normally that wouldn't happen. Those hair follicle tests they go back 90 days. I took my hair follicle test, and I had been sober for like 6 months, and I passed it. But it was after I got out of treatment. So from what I'm understanding is that the whole time Jessica has been taking Adderall, she's been buying it off the streets. So I guess apparently after getting called out, she went and got a prescription. Who gave her a prescription that quickly? I don't know. I mean, she does have some connections with some like with that group's recover place, and I think that they have doctors and stuff, so they might have done it. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm glad that she went and got a legal prescription because that is what she should have been doing the whole time. And like I said, I have no problem with her being on medication, you guys. Like, I totally understand. I'm on medication. I'm on Lexapro and I'm on Wellbutrin and I'm on Suboxone. I'm a huge supporter of medication. Okay, I'm a huge supporter of mental health, and if somebody needs to be on medication for ADHD, I support that 100%. I would never judge somebody for being on medication for their ADHD. Okay, and it's an insult for her to act like people cared about that. It's an insult for her to act like anybody was questioning that, because we weren't. Nobody was questioning your medication, honey. Nobody. And she knows that. Jessica knows that. Okay? Right. She also said she was going to show yeah. Oh, Sterling, I'm going to have to get blood pressure medication because my blood pressure is so high, you guys, and it just started doing that. I'm so scared. I've never had high blood pressure before. I know my weight is an issue, and it's something that I'm very transparent about. I've struggled with my weight for years since I got sober. When I was in my active addiction, I had no problems with my weight. Absolutely. They probably didn't fit the narrative. And did you guys see Radiant Brit's video? I feel like Radiant Brit did a really good job on being just being straightforward. I couldn't have reacted to that video and kept a straightforward. I would have been screaming and yelling. Y'all know how I am. And I can't help but think Jessica was trying to throw shade at me in her video. How many of you guys in her video where she's like, they just start screaming and yelling and da-da-da-da and tell you have to do recovery this way. And I was looking at her when she was talking on that video, and I thought, bitch, say my name. Say my name. When you're passionate about something, it might come across as like yelling, but I'm like I said, I'm Italian, and half Mexican, straight up, 50-50. And I have always talked like this. People think that we're fighting and yelling in our house when we have like holiday dinners, and we're not. It's actually us just talking. That's how we talk. Do you know what I'm saying? This is how I talk. I've always talked like this. Yeah. I was like, she was saying it to me, dude. I'm like, say it to my face. And then I heard that JD slid over to Luke's channel, y'all. I heard he was over there saying that we just aren't good. We aren't on the same level as Jessica Kent. That's why we don't have her cell phone number. I have her cell phone number. I don't want to call Jessica Kent. Why would I call her? For her to gaslight me on the phone like she did fucking 4 years ago? I don't need to call her. all the answers I need to have, you guys. I have all the answers I need to have I've seen all the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to call her and ask her anything. Um, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to call her and ask her shit. Why would I call her and ask her something so she can sit there and lie to my face on the phone? That's fucking, it's honestly a spit in the face, dude. Oh, I hate how this is lagging like that. Okay. It'll be fine. I don't want to have her cell phone number and like I have it, but I'm not going to use it. And that's just that. I have Jason's number. He texted me last week. Bet y'all didn't know that. Bet y'all didn't know that. You know, like, I don't care. I have nothing to say to them. Okay? I don't have nothing to say to them. What am I going to say to Jessica and Jason? You guys need to get sober because y'all are going to get those fucking kids hurt. I don't think they're thinking straight. Are you guys not thinking? Why the hell would you have him in your home when you are literally housing two young, beautiful little girls? Think, think, think. He texted me and he asked me if he could call me. And I said, sure, man, you can call me anytime. I'm sitting here right now. We can talk right now, right? And I'll show the texts. And he said, well, he was in a class, some class for probation or parole, and was like, I don't get out of this class until like 12:30, but I'm going to call you then. And I was like, okay, bet, man. Anytime you need to talk, just give me a call. Anytime, day or night. And guess what happened? I never heard from him. I never heard from him because I was waiting to hear from him. I was waiting for him to like text me and threaten me and try to say some bullshit like he's saying to Mindy. Because he's telling Mindy that she's going to catch a Fed case. He's threatening her. And I think it's just so funny because, like, you can't threaten me with that bullshit. Okay, like, what? A Fed case for what? For telling on you? For fucking talking? For speaking up about the truth? You know what I mean? Hold on, I gotta find it. I bet you $100 what happened was Jessica probably said, do not call her. Do not call her no matter what you do. Do not call her. I bet you $500 that's what happened. Because if he had called me, y'all better believe I was going to be on that motherfucker like white on rice. Yeah, it's because people are like so desperate to be liked and to be included. You know what I'm saying? People, and listen, you guys, I understand. Like I have people, I can't find it. I'll have to find it and then I'll post it, on my community tab because I don't have his number programmed in my phone. So it's just like I have to go through all my texts. And if y'all don't know how many people text me, y'all are crazy because people have my fucking phone number off of YouTube. You guys get it off my YouTube channel all the time. So I got you guys texting me. I got people from the treatment center texting me. I got people from the MAP program texting me. So I have a lot of people that text me. So I'll have to go through there. But yeah, he texted me, said he wanted to talk, and I was all about it. I was going to talk to him. And this is what I was going to tell him. I was going to say, listen, man, I don't got nothing against you, straight up. I really don't. But you need to talk to your homegirl and speak some fucking sense into her, and you need to get out of that house, and you need to fucking, stop doing what you're doing because you're putting people's lives in danger. And I don't think you understand the severity of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against him. I hate that this is all happening. I hate that. I feel really bad for Reese because I've seen all the messages from Jessica to Jason. She was cheating on Reese the whole time. The whole time they were together. I mean, just think about that, y'all. Just that alone is just like a huge lie that she's just been holding up this whole time. Reese is doing good, though. He's doing good. He's staying sober. I think he's staying sober. I think he's drinking a little bit. But hey, that is a huge positive change from what he was doing. Okay, so he's doing good. He's staying on the straight and narrow, and he knows how many of you guys are supporting him because I have been letting them know. I have been telling Mindy and everybody to tell him. So he knows that you guys are supporting him, and he really appreciates it, you guys. Like, you have no idea how much he appreciates it. And Mindy also really appreciates it too, because I was sending her all the messages and all the nice comments that you guys have left about her on my page. And I've sent them all over to her. Now, y'all got to understand, like, she gets real nervous and this makes her feel real uncomfortable. But all of this happened because Jessica brought this to the internet. I really want to remind everybody, let's go back to the very beginning for those of you guys who have no idea what's going on. Okay, listen up. So Jessica kicked Mindy out, and Mindy went home. Now Mindy made a TikTok. Let me show you the TikTok she made. This is the TikTok that Mindy posted, and then Jessica went to the internet and fucking spread all the bullshit. Mindy put up a TikTok about, you'll see. It was nothing, telling no business at all. Okay, it was this one. It says, when you post a story for enemy number 1, but enemy number 2 thinks it's for them. That's it. When you post a story for enemy number 1, but enemy number 2 thinks it's about them. That's all Mindy posted. And then Jessica came to the internet and put all the shit out on Front Street. Jessica jumped the gun. Jessica jumped the gun. She didn't think this through, because Jessica's a very calculated person. Okay, she would normally make a mistake like this. This was a big mistake on her part. She did not think this through. She got mad and she immediately went to the internet, which is not like her because she hides a lot of shit, right? She goes to the internet and she puts out there that she kicked Mindy out and Mindy is a snitch, pulled Mindy's paper, told everybody that Mindy's a snitch when she fucking interviewed Mindy, 8-9 months ago, Mindy was straight. She saw her paperwork. Remember, you guys? Remember? And Captain Napton did that video. If you haven't seen the video that Captain Napton did about this whole situation, you should go watch it. It's a really good video. Yeah, Jessica got scared and jumped the gun and thought she was going to go ahead and expose Jessica first. Yeah, same, Megan. Megan says, let me read Megan's comment because that's a good comment. Thank you for commenting that, Megan. Good girl. Megan says, I don't pray for Jessica's downfall. I want her to take accountability, but I fear she won't because her following and money income is too much of a risk if she's honest. Thank you for saying that. I feel the same way. Now, I just want the accountability too, but I have to counter you and say this, Megan. I don't think it would hurt her following at all. I think, in fact, her following would actually be there even more to support her. Her following would be like, thank you so much for being honest with us. We understand, we've been there. Listen to me, if she had just came to the internet and made a video and said, you guys, I fucked up. I fucked up bad and I need to take some time off and I need to go get help. I'll be back. I love you guys, but this is what's best for me. I've got to go make this right. And ended it right there, right? And went out and got help and did whatever she needed to do, right? Comes back in like a month or two, makes a video and says, I'm back. I just got out of treatment, or I just got out of intense outpatient program. And I want to tell you guys that I did screw up. I did have a lapse, but I'm back on track now. And I'm so sorry for not being honest with you guys right away. I was afraid to tell you. I was afraid of what would happen. I was afraid that I would lose everything. I was afraid that I would lose my children. But now I know that the best thing that I could do was to be honest. And that's what I'm doing now. Bada bing, bada boom. Everybody would have been cheering her on, dude. I've seen it. I've seen people relapse with large followings. Okay? She's not like somebody special that, Yes, Battle Starlight. Yes, he's ready. Yeah, he's threatening her with a Fed case. A man threatening a woman. He's dang abuse. Yep, she thought she was doing damage control. Yes. Says she has all the proof that Mindy is lying, but she isn't going to post it. Yeah, it doesn't make really much sense, does it? She says everyone else is a narcissist. Yeah, when you're constantly diagnosing people with other people with mental health disorders, you guys, then that's a red flag. You don't ever hear me telling people saying that people have mental health disorders. I don't even think I've ever said that Jessica has one, which I know she does because she's told us she has one. But that's like a red flag. Like I never do that shit to people. That's dangerous. You don't fucking sit there and assume people's mental health. You don't know anything. It's very dangerous to say that kind of stuff. Relapse is a symptom, and it would be actually helpful to show how common it is and how it's nothing to be ashamed of. Exactly, Melissa. Exactly. Um, Jessica's hippocampus is damaged from abuse. I know, dude. What, like, honestly, she needs to stop trying to be so smart and educational because she says she's not. She says she's nobody. She doesn't know anything. But then in the same sentence, she's talking about blah, 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 blah. Dumb it down, girl. Dumb it down. Come back down to earth, okay? Like, I almost feel like that's a tactic. That's a tactic to try and confuse people, to try and confuse people because we are just like, okay, girl, so mine's damaged too then, okay? I've been through some of the same shit she has, a lot of shit she has, some of it even worse. I used to get my head bounced off the concrete by my ex-boyfriend, okay? I was in the hospital on death's door because he almost killed me from beating me in the head, okay? My head was so big, swollen, it looked like an alien head. My parents didn't recognize who I was, okay? I used to get my ass beat every single day by my ex-boyfriend. So I know my hippocampus is damaged too, man, okay? But I'm not over here fucking being bullshitting people, And I also want to touch on another thing, okay? Someone posted a TikTok she made in 2021 calling her ex-husband abusive, and she said he was a narcissist. Then went on to say she wouldn't wait to marry Reese, so everyone's a narc. We are all damaged from trauma. Absolutely. Absolutely. We all have trauma. All of us do. Yes. She's also said she is going to cover something, but she makes the sentence so long and does not pause while switching to something way off topic. I mean, if she has her degree, why doesn't she have a job working with that degree? I mean, honestly, you guys, that's great that she has one. She went to some college online. Anybody can, a lot of people can do that, okay? Can go online and get a degree. It's not like it doesn't mean that, everybody, anybody can do that, but it doesn't mean they're going to be good at what they do, And I'm sure she doesn't do that because she has a job on YouTube making money, making videos, and that's a lot more fun and a lot easier, And I also don't believe Jessica to be somebody who really gives a fuck about recovery, okay? I'm just going to say it. Jessica doesn't give a fuck about recovery, okay? What she gives a fuck about is the attention. What she gives a fuck about is her status, okay? She looks at this as a status thing, all right? It has nothing to do about caring about whether or not people get sober, okay, or not. And I'm not going to say anything about myself because y'all know how I feel about recovery. Y'all know how I feel about helping people that get sober. And I just think it's so crazy how people, think that if she really cared about all this, you guys, her channel would have went in a far different direction, okay? Recovery is just something that she threw in there to add to it to relate to people even more, Have been terrified to pull my phone out and record my abuser. Yes, girl. Yes. Whenever I would, listen to me, I would have never done that either because he would have broke my phone. You know what I mean? He would have broken my phone or beat me in the head with it. All right? Like, it's really, really scary when you've been in a relationship where the dude's really beating you. You know what I'm saying? I think what happened, you guys, and this is just what I think happened. I think what happened was her and Jason got into an argument about something. Jason gave Reese those emails showing that Jessica had been emailing him the whole time her and Reese were together. Reese saw the emails, read them, and got upset, got his feelings hurt, was rightfully so, brokenhearted. Okay? And that caused an argument, and Reese was blowing up, yelling at her about it. But that's what I believe. That's why I believe that Jessica came to the internet and made videos about Reese, because she had to jump ahead of him because he found out that she was cheating on him the whole time. I think only certain people can work in recovery long term. The focus on using is too much for some former addicts. Yeah. So I was watching CG Kid's video the other day, and he was talking about how it wasn't conducive to his recovery to always think about the worst time he had in active addiction. See, I'm the opposite, okay? I'm the kind of drug addict that I forget how bad it was in my active addiction. And so what I do is I use so there's this thing called euphoric recall, okay? So euphoric recall is your brain only returning to the good times you had in active addiction. Only remembering how great of a time you had, how great the high felt, how much money you were making, just the good things, right? And so our brains automatically do that, okay? So what I do is I use my remember when tactic when I reflect back on my worst time in active addiction, which was losing custody of my son, and that helps me to stay sober. Some people, thinking about that kind of thing will make them depressed. Of course, I don't like to I don't think about it all the time, but when I'm struggling, I use that memory to help me not make bad choices. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, it helps me to stay on track, to remember how horrible it was. Absolutely. I hope she wakes up to reality for her kid's sake. Pixie, you became a member. Welcome to the family. Thanks for becoming a member, Pixie. Oh yeah, if you guys want to become a member tonight, we're going to do a members only live stream at 7 Central, and y'all will be able to come up and talk on the thing with me and everything if you want to, because I'm going to do it through StreamYards. I would love to have you guys. You don't have to, but if you want to, we would love to have you. It's going to be great. I'm going to be getting to know a lot of you guys. At the end of the day, you guys, I'm really grateful that all this brought you guys to me, okay? Like, listen to me. I'm not proud of the fact that this shit's going on. I don't want my thought process was not, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about Jessica Kent's situation so I can get subscribers. Absolutely not. Okay? I felt really duped whenever all this shit came out because I had started to support Jessica. See, what you guys don't know about me is 4 years ago, I had a falling out with Jessica, and I was really hurt by her because she was talking negatively about medication assisted treatment. Okay? I made a video about her. She called me on the phone crying, saying she was in a dark place, manipulated my ass, and I took the video down because that's the kind of person I am. Okay? I'm a big hearted person. I don't want to hurt nobody. Okay? That's not my thing. Okay? I forgive people all the time who have done such horrible things to me. Okay? And so she cried about it. I took it down and I moved on. Okay? Well, I wish I had never done that because she went behind my back and she started reaching out to all of our mutual friends here on YouTube and telling them not to work with me, telling them not to collaborate with me. Okay? And the reason why I know that is because the friends came and told me. They came and told me. And so that happened, and I was like, I'm never going to talk to her again. I will never give her a chance. She cannot be trusted, right? She cannot be trusted. Well, fast forward a couple of years, I'm on TikTok. My best friend Mindy, who we have became really close in 2020, 2021. Mindy actually lives like 4 hours away from me. Okay, so we became friends, and then probably like 6 months after we became friends, Mindy became friends with Jessica. And I told Mindy, I said, man, me and her have had our situation, but because you're my friend and I love you, I'm gonna put that shit under. That's gonna be water underneath the bridge, and I'll be cool to her because I love you. I don't want to start no bullshit, you know. And I don't want to. I don't want me and you to lose our friendship because of that bullshit, you know. And so I started supporting Jessica. I started watching her videos. I started, commenting to her in the live streams on Mindy's channel, telling her that I thought she was doing a really good job on her content and I admired her as a content creator. I was really trying to be kind. Okay. And I was being kind. And everything was going well. Mindy was going to her house. Mindy has flown to Jessica's house 4 different times, you guys. They weren't just acquaintances, okay? They were really close friends. I don't use an eye primer. I just use my concealer, like honestly. They were really good friends, okay? So whenever Mindy called me after Mindy relapsed on crack. Okay, I called Mindy and for some reason she wasn't answering her phone. So she texted me and she's like, I got a new number. And I'm like, oh my God, that was fast. And she was like, yeah, I relapsed on crack. I'm really having a hard time. And I was like, well, I'll help you. I'll be like your recovery coach. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just being there to support her. Well, about 2 weeks after she came out and told us all that she had relapsed on TikTok, she flew out to Jessica's house. Okay. She was out there for like 2 weeks, you guys, at Jessica's house. She wasn't just there for a couple days. Okay. And so that's when all this shit happened. When all this shit happened, she went home, she called me and she was like, Nicole, I said, did you not see what she's saying about you online? She's telling people you're a snitch. She's telling the whole community, all the prison community, that you're a snitch and that people don't need to trust you, not to buy from your business. Like she was trying to put Mindy out of business, put Mindy underneath the fucking, bury her 10 feet. She's telling people not to buy from her small business. She was telling people that she was a snitch, all kinds of shit. Pulled her paperwork out saying she's a snitch, blah, 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 right? And so when she did that and I knew the truth about everything she had been doing and the way I had been feeling all along, which was when I first saw Jessica Kent here on YouTube, the first time I watched one of her videos, I got that feeling in my stomach that was like, this girl isn't being honest. I got the feeling in my stomach that this is all an act. This is not true, right? And so I knew I should have listened to my gut instinct 4 years ago, but I didn't because everyone else was saying how amazing she was, right? And then I knew I should have listened to my gut instinct. Hey, I don't know what I'm saying. Welcome to the family. Thank you for becoming a member. Those of you guys that are wondering how to become a member, you just go to the description box of my video, and it's literally the first link, or it'll say join beside the sub thing. Yeah, when she was at Jessica's house, just connected her to more drugs, yet claims Mindy relapsed there. Absolutely. So Mindy came there because she wanted to sober up. Mindy had no idea, y'all, that they were like partying over there. Okay. So when that guy came and picked her up, when that little gay guy came and picked her up, she was like, what the fuck? This dude is a tweaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know what a person looks like when they're tweaking on meth. Okay. We've all been there. And so, no offense to the little dude. I love little gay dudes. I love little gay dudes that tweak. I would have been hanging out with him too if I was high. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's the thing. Like, the whole narrative that, like, she's doing harm reduction and helping people and doing all this stuff, you know? But that's a dangerous narrative to try to be spreading to people. Because basically, what's his face? JD are trying to do is they're trying to pull the attention, right, off of what's going on. What's really going on is you're having people in your house that are fucking doing drugs and you're not doing harm reduction. Okay? You're not doing harm reduction. No disrespect to people's recovery, but I am concerned that Jessica is drinking. Absolutely, Megan, that her drinking and taking gabapentin and Adderall and smoking weed is deadly. Y'all know that, right? Mixing gabapentin and alcohol is a recipe for disaster. You can die doing that. You can die. I don't know if she's really taken Xanaxes. I don't know if she's a Xanax taker. I think those Xanaxes were for Mindy. She was buying them for Mindy, but she might take them too. I don't know. I don't know. But it's the same thing basically because gabapentin and Xanax both work on the same area of the brain, which is the GABA receptors in your brain. So they're both really, really dangerous to drink on top of. Okay? And I don't think that she understands like how much she. So remember, she was totally 100% sober. Let's go back to whenever she first started sharing her story. She was 100% sober. She was sharing her story. Yada 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 yada. Right. And I think what came first was she had been. It was like over a year, and she was nervous to tell anybody, and she to tell people that she was using medical marijuana. Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. She was nervous to tell people that she was using medical marijuana, but she came out with it and she let people know that she was a plant medicine girl. And she started making those posts with like her and her little weed leaf shirt or whatever. And people totally supported her being a medical marijuana person, right? Using medical marijuana. Nobody fucking gave her a hard time about it. I don't think anybody had a problem with it, you know? She stated she knows Jessica smoked, but then said she only said on the pipe. Oh, I don't know. All I know is that she was while she was riding the D. Um, I don't know why she would say there was nothing in it. That's weird to me. Yeah, that's right. You can actually, that's very true. Kids can test positive if they live in a meth house. They can also test positive if the house has been cooked in where they manufactured it. Actually, did y'all know that? So I was actually looking up some stuff for a video probably like a year ago, and I pulled all these reports from Las Vegas where they were doing these clean outs on these meth houses, and they were like totally cleaning them out. Well, what happened was a family of like seven moved in. There's like four kids and like three adults, and they were not drug users. Well, two of the little kids came up positive for methamphetamine. Like they were acting funny. They were sick. So their mother took them to the hospital, the pediatrician or whatever, and they popped positive for methamphetamine. And it was just because it was like in the walls, dude. It was like in the walls, concentrated from them cooking it in there, you know? Oh, I don't think it was used as a prop, Battlestar. Right. And so let's talk about the whole moderation thing. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. So she told us that she was smoking the MJ. Everybody supported her. Nobody had a problem with it. Right. Well, then I think it was like a couple months later, 8 or 9 months later, it was her drinking alcohol. And she was just, drinking every now and then. It's not that big of a deal. But then she came out with it being a problem. There's a video up on YouTube that says, I'm having problems with alcohol or something like that. Let's look at the date of that. Okay, I'm having problems with alcohol. And so when you say you're having problems with alcohol, but now you're coming to everybody and telling everyone that it's okay to drink alcohol and that you have a healthy relationship with it, like that's not safe to be telling people. And I also think that it's dangerous for her to be thinking that she can have a safe relationship with alcohol after struggling so long with the alcohol, I really feel for Jessica. I do. Like, I have a soft spot in my heart for people in general anyway. And, like, I just feel like her addiction is just lying to her. I feel like I feel like she acts like she knows so much about addiction, but she really doesn't know anything about addiction. And that she can't even differentiate the fact that her own addiction is taking over, It's like, no, girl, you don't need to be drinking, especially after just coming out of having a problem with alcohol. You know, you're an alcoholic. Thank you. Thank you. It was 9 months ago. The video, I have a problem with alcohol, was 9 months ago. So you're telling me 9 months goes by and now you have a healthy relationship with alcohol? That's not how it works, okay? When you're an alcoholic, you guys, you're an alcoholic. All right? You're an alcoholic. I actually fell into a really bad trap whenever I was on TikTok. I found these people who were talking about using in moderation. Okay, and my addict brain was looking for relief. Okay, I wanted relief because I was struggling with my mental health. I was struggling with my weight. I felt insecure. I had low self-esteem. I was just hurting. And I found these people on YouTube or on TikTok who were talking about using in moderation. So guess what I did? I started watching all of their content. And I started listening to what they were saying about using in moderation. And guess what happened? My mind started telling me I can use in moderation. It's not a big deal. You're going through that too? Yeah, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Nobody will know. I can handle it. All these years. Now I have 20 years of addiction experience, 20 years in active addiction. Okay, 20 years that showed me that I cannot use drugs like normal people do, right? I can't just use in moderation and walk away, all right? But now all of a sudden I'm going to be able to control it. Like, do you hear the insanity in that? That's insanity, dude. And so that's what I was telling myself, oh, I can use, it won't be that big of a deal. I've overcome it. I've been sober for almost 8 years. And so I had come to the conclusion that I could microdose methamphetamine. I was going to microdose methamphetamine because I couldn't get help for my ADHD. And I know y'all watch me and y'all know how my ADHD is. A lot of people have ADHD, but I managed mine without medication. You know what I'm saying? I have been able to do a really good job at like getting through my life and actually working a job and being successful, and I don't need to take medicine for it. But at that time, I was feeling really, really struggling. I was seeking help from doctors. I was trying to get help for my weight. I just felt like I was at my wit's end. And then I found this channel of people telling me that, hey, you can go back to using and it'll be okay. And I was literally this close to buying methamphetamine and starting to microdose with it. I had it all worked out in my mind how I was going to take a little bit and put it in a capsule every day and swallow it with my morning coffee and go on about my day. Do you guys know what happens to me when I take methamphetamine? I take it and I might be good for the first 2 or 3 days, but then I start not sleeping. And then I lose about 4 or 5 days of sleep. And then you know what happens? I go into psychosis every single time. Every single time. It doesn't matter if I just do a microdose of it. What happens is it starts adding up. So I'm in my mind, I'm thinking I can microdose meth, and I'm literally talking to my husband about how I'm going to do it, right? Well, something in my mind whispered and said, call your mentor. Call your mentor, okay? For those of you guys that don't know, my mentor is Dr. Bonnie Maud, Dr. B, Addiction Recovery here on YouTube. He's also my boss, but I look up to him so much. He's so smart. He's like a fucking genius, and he has the biggest heart for helping people that struggle with addiction. And so I called him and I was like, hey, Dr. B, it was like fucking midnight, okay? And I called him and I was like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. I said, what do you think about a drug addict using in moderation? And he was like, well, you know, what drug addict, you know? And I was like, me. I was like, me. I said, I've been watching this channel and the people on this channel are saying that addiction is not a disease, that it is a habit that we can, you know, overcome and that we can use in moderation if we want to. We just have to make the right choices. And I am thinking about using methamphetamine and microdosing it. And I sat on the phone with him for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. with him taking me through how addiction is a disease, what four things make addiction be a disease, why they characterize it as a disease, what would happen if I decided to start microdosing methamphetamine. He said, you might do well for a couple of months. You might be just fine. But eventually, Nicole, you're going to say, well, this microdose isn't really working. I've built a tolerance up to it. I can't really feel the effects of it anymore. It's not doing what it was doing for me before. And then I'm going to start taking more. And he's exactly right. He is exactly right. That's what has happened to me every single time, you guys. And I have to look at my past. And Jessica needs to do the same. You have to look at your past behaviors and take those into consideration, okay? If you have been to prison, if you have been, on and off drugs all your life, and you've had these horrible things happen to you in your life because of your drug addiction, and you're not taking into consideration what could happen because of it, like, you're doing yourself a disservice, man. You're doing yourself a disservice, and I feel like that's what she's doing. I don't know if it's because she doesn't understand addiction, or if I think it's because she is just trying so hard to be something that she's not. She's trying to be this like badass gangster druggy girl, and I don't understand why, because she could be so many other things, but she's trying to be something that she's not,
That was crazy. Yes, you guys have 56 seconds.
It's like our minds are so powerful, you guys. And when we struggle, when we're drug addicts and we struggle with, addiction, like our minds will tell us anything that we want to hear to feel differently. All right. Like look at me. I'm feeling great right now. I'm not depressed. I'm having a great day. I'm smiling. I'm putting my makeup on. My hair looks good. I'm feeling good about myself today. Right. But tomorrow I might wake up and feel like shit. Tomorrow I might wake up and feel depressed. I'm gonna take a caffeine, you guys, just so y'all know. I might feel depressed, In my addict mind, if I wake up tomorrow feeling depressed, could go to that thought. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try and get me a prescription of Adderall because I have ADHD and I could be prescribed Adderall, but I'm also a methamphetamine addict, you guys. A hardcore meth addict, okay? Yes, I was addicted to shooting oxys, but my drug of choice was methamphetamine. I love to speed. I love to be like ding, 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 ding. I'm like that naturally. As you can see, I'm like that naturally. And so for me, getting on amphetamine salts could be detrimental to my recovery, okay? Because I would start taking it and then I would overtake it. I know myself, you guys. I know myself. I guess, I also pull into question how much Jessica knows herself. I also pull into question how much work has she really done. We hear about all this work she's doing on her recovery and this, that, and the third, but I really don't know how much that she's been doing, because from what she shows us, it's not really a lot. I know that she's smarter than this. I know she knows that alcohol is not conducive to her recovery. I know she knows that taking Adderall to get up in the morning as her morning coffee is not conducive to her recovery. I know she knows that. And that's why I believe that Jessica doesn't really give a fuck about recovery. Okay? That's why I believe that I feel like recovery was just an afterthought for her. It was just something that she talked about because it went with her story. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like she talked about it because she actually really cares about being in recovery. And that's fine. Listen to me, guys. That is fine. If she doesn't want to be in recovery, I would have so much more respect for her if she would just say, guys, I don't want to be in recovery. I don't want to talk about recovery. And that's it. And just let it be that, I feel like she threw herself straight into mom life from addiction, and she hasn't had to deal with being her without heard. Yeah, and so listen to me, you guys. Whenever I got sober in 2015, because I think we got sober kind of around the same time. She says she has 10 years, so maybe it was a little bit before me. But my son got taken from me in 2015 because of my addiction. All right. And so I know all about CPS, honey. I got all the experience with CPS. When my son got taken away from me, he got put into foster care, okay, which should have never happened. He should have went with my mother and father-in-law, but CPS is crooked as fuck. So anyway, when I got him back in 2016, I had never been a mother without being high. My son got taken away from me at 1 year old. It was actually 2 days before his first birthday when he was removed from my care. And I didn't know how to be a mom sober. So when I got my son back, I had to learn how to be a parent on my own. Okay? I think from 2016 to 2017, I worked really hard to try and learn how to be a mom and do the right thing. I fucked up because I had a lot of guilt. So I parented my son out of guilt. What do I mean by that? I mean that anything that he wanted, I bought it. Anything he saw on the damn shelf that he pointed to, I got it. Because I was parenting out of guilt, because I had so much guilt from having him taken away from me, and I hurt still to this day that happened. And I felt like I needed to make up to him for it. So I was constantly just buying him things and loving on him and spending as much time as I could with him, but it was not the right thing. The right thing to do is not to buy your children everything they see. That's going to make them spoiled rotten. I was doing too much because I felt so much guilt and shame. Well, when 2017 came around, I started my YouTube channel, and that's when you guys got to start coming along the journey with me of learning how to be a mom in recovery. It's not easy, you guys. It's not easy at all. It's hard to parent without drugs and alcohol when that's what you're used to. I lost my boys to my parents. Then after 10 years of addiction, I got pregnant with my 4-year-old. My boys are now 18 and 21, and I have so much guilt that I spoil my 4-year-old. Absolutely, absolutely. I really don't agree with bullying. Constructive conversation is different. Nicole is good at stating the facts and applying them to the community as a whole. Yeah, and so I want to say that. Like, this is not me trying to be a bully or anything. I'm just talking about what's going on, you guys, in our community, and this is a huge topic right now of what's going on with Jessica, and I'm trying to relate it back to my situation, so that way we can talk about not just talking about her, but talking about the thing as a whole, right? Like, we're talking about being a parent in recovery as a whole, being somebody who struggles with drugs and alcohol, and being a parent. I had a lot to learn when I got sober and I had my son. I had to learn, that I'm not his friend, I'm his mother. And so a lot of the things that we struggle with as people in recovery who struggle with addiction is we will tend to be too much of a friend type with our children instead of being parents to them. And so I had to start learning that I'm not my son's friend. I'm his mom, and the healthy thing for me to be is his mother, right? He's going to be the best person he can be if I'm the best person I can be, right? And so it's a difficult, it's a hard line to straddle whenever you are a recovering drug addict. Okay, my brain stopped developing at 17 years old, honey. That's when I started shooting dope, And so I'm like a 17-year-old stuck in a 41-year-old's body. Sorry, I'm reading y'all's comments. I have an honest question. A person prescribed Adderall, Norco, and gabapentin that takes them as prescribed and has a dependence on them, do you consider that an addict? Alicia, no. I don't just consider somebody who's dependent on their medication an addict, okay? What would constitute them becoming an addict would be if that person is negatively is using those medications against what their doctor has prescribed, maybe selling those medications, trading those medications, taking those medications in a different way, snorting them, shooting them, smoking them. Okay, those are addiction things. Okay, there's a lot of people who are dependent on medications but not addicted to those medications. Can dependency lead to addiction for some people? Yeah. So, this is what I always tell my chronic pain people. I have a lot of chronic pain patients who follow me because we accept everybody here. I don't care if you take pain pills in your recovery, that's what you got to take if you've got chronic pain. I always tell my chronic pain people, if you find yourself, your brain starts telling you, oh, well, I take 2 Norcos a day, but I feel like I need to take an extra one. That's when you need to start going, whoa, what's going on here? I gotta make a change. I gotta reevaluate some things. I need to give my medication to my significant other so they can give it to me as prescribed, because that's the first thing that happens. It happened to me whenever I was first prescribed my Suboxone because I was coming out of addiction. I would be at work and I would feel like I needed to take extra. And so I would take an extra half of my strip, and I was running out of my medication early. Okay, this is when I first started my Suboxone, which is way back in 2015. Okay, I was running out of it early. So I went to my doctor and I told him, I said, I keep taking an extra half at around, halfway through the day. And that's when he told me, he said, if you feel like you need an extra half, let me prescribe it to you so you're not taking it and running out of your medication. So I was honest with him and we got it all fixed up. And that way I went from 8 milligrams to being on 12 milligrams. And that's where I stayed at for 4 years until I started tapering down. But a lot of people are dependent on medication. I'm dependent on my medication assisted treatment. Okay. But I don't snort it, shoot it, smoke it. I don't sell it. I don't overtake it. I don't divert it. Like, I take my medication in the morning before I start my day and I go on along with my day. My whole day does not revolve around when I'm going to take my medication. I take it and I keep it moving. Now, a lot of my people that are on medication assisted treatment that follow me have had experiences where they find themselves obsessing over their medication. They find themselves, their whole day revolves around when they take their dose. And so that is a sign. That's a negative thing. You don't want to have your whole life revolve around when you take your medication, right? And so that's what I always tell people. Like, if you're having a problem and you can't stop thinking about your medication, you're obsessing over it. I know what that's like, dude. That's how I was when I was on my drug of choice. I obsessed over it. It was the obsession to use. Okay. And so when I would do that, what I would start doing is I would practice. This was with my Suboxone when I first got prescribed it. I set my timer. You take it in the morning. I was a split doser, so I would take a piece in the morning and then I'd take my last piece in the afternoon. And I would have my little timer set and I would go on about my day. And I started filling my time with recovery content, with doing meetings with you guys, with doing live streams, with helping others, with doing stuff with my son, to get my mind to move from that, because I was constantly wrapped up and focused on my medication. You know, that's how I feel right now, Nicole, about my methadone. Yeah. So, and listen to me, I think it happens to a lot of us. That medication is helping you and it's giving you relief, but you need to find relief in other things. You should not be totally dependent on your Suboxone or your methadone to give you relief. You should be doing work on the inside that's giving you relief. Okay, you should be doing things that are helping you to learn new coping skills. So if you're just heavily leaning on your medication to give you the relief, then that's great that you're able to get relief from your medication, right? It helps you. But that cannot be the only thing that's helping you. Your medication assisted treatment should only be like 5% of your recovery. And the other 95% is the work that you're putting in to make changes in your life. Okay? And I want y'all to know, I did the same thing. I'm telling you guys this because I did the same thing. I know exactly how you feel. I used to literally wait for it to be a certain time so I could take my second dose of Suboxone. My whole mind was consumed with it, Since I tapered, now my taper, when I was tapering down, it was rough. It was rough because it brought me back to that time where I was focusing on my medication, right? But that now it's not like that at all. I can go a whole day without, like, I've gone days without taking my medicine because I forgot. And that's what I always tell people. They say, how do I know when I'm ready to taper off my Suboxone? When you forget to take it. When you start forgetting to take your medication, that is a good sign. That means your mind is not obsessing over it. That means you're doing your life. That means you're just living. And you know what I'm saying? You're not worried about that. That is a great thing. And that's how I knew I was ready. I started forgetting to take my medication. You know what I'm saying? Hey, MT, you're welcome. I need to work on myself outside of my methadone. Yeah, and listen to me, you guys. Like, I'm so glad that some of you guys found me that are on MAT, because I've been over here talking about MAT for years, and it saved my life. I would not be here today if I hadn't got on medication, you guys. It literally saved my life, okay? I had tried for years to get sober through Alcoholics Anonymous, and I love the 12 steps. I think the 12 steps are amazing. I think the 12 steps could help everybody, right? But I could not maintain sobriety for some reason. You're the real deal. You're what I was looking for in Jess. Sweet Nicole, thank you for sharing. Us in the chat are feeling genuine health, help, and truth and love. And I wish that it didn't have to be like that. I wish that y'all didn't find me because of that. Because I don't want people to find me because of her. You know? I don't want that to be the reason why people found me, but I'm glad that y'all did, you know? It just makes me sad because I've been working so hard over here on this channel for so many years, making content for, like, I have over 2,000 videos, you know? And it makes me sad because I've been doing this for a really long time, and it makes me disappointed that, you know, YouTube sucks. You know, YouTube rewards people that are, you know, that are not people that deserve to be rewarded. You know, there's people on here that make really good content that really actually care about people, and those people are not ever seen. You have to dig to find us. You know what I mean? You have to find us in the at the bottom of the barrel thing. You know, and so anyway. Back to MAT. Oh, yeah. So, and this goes for all of you guys. For those of you guys that are not on MAT, this goes for y'all too, okay? Like, our recovery is like, we have to, so the healing on the inside is what our recovery is all about, okay? It doesn't matter if you're utilizing MAT. It doesn't matter if you're using Alcoholics Anonymous. It doesn't matter if you're using Mara or Refuge Recovery or Smart Recovery. Recovery is about what we're doing in our inside, changing the way we are. When we were in active addiction, we were selfish, self-centered, and self-seeking. Okay, it was all about us, and we were trying to change the way we felt to make ourselves feel better. In recovery, we're healing. Okay, in recovery, it's not about us anymore. In recovery, it's about actually seeing where we made mistakes, making it right, doing the right thing, keeping our side of the street clean, right? Helping others, all right? And being there so that way we can help people that are struggling in addiction get sober, you know? We're going from being selfish and all about ourselves to being about other people and helping others, you know? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall JK ever discussing what steps she takes in her own life for relapse prevention. Not at all, Teresa. She hasn't. And that's why I want you guys to understand, like, I don't think she really understands or knows a lot about addiction. I think that she presents it that way, but she doesn't really understand. And so for me, we have a whole relapse prevention I have a whole relapse prevention video on my channel, and I have a whole relapse prevention pamphlet that I made for you guys if y'all are struggling with relapse or you just came off of one. I have a relapse prevention morning routine. Okay, I got it all. I'll tell you about it right now. Okay, so my relapse prevention morning routine is this. I wake up in the morning, and this is something you should do every single day. I wake up in the morning, and before my feet hit the ground, I say thank you. Thank you to my higher power for helping me stay sober another day. Okay, thank you for waking me up that morning because I could have went to sleep and not woken up, you know? Thank you for being there and helping me in my life. Then I get up, okay? I go get my shower, get myself dressed, and then I come out. I sit down and I think of 5 things that I'm grateful for and I write them down. You don't have to write them down, but sometimes it helps me because when I write things down, it helps it stay in my mind more. So I have a little journal of gratitude things. And every day, if you wake up and you think of 5 things you're grateful for, a grateful heart doesn't get high, okay? So seriously, and this is 5 things you're going to think about something different every single day. So every day you're going to challenge yourself to see, you can't just say, oh, I'm grateful for my recovery. I'm grateful for my mom and dad. I'm grateful for my job. That's easy shit. Okay. A month into this, you're going to be really start to think about, you know what? I'm grateful for the privilege to be able to have a YouTube channel so I can share my recovery. I'm grateful that I was able to get my son back from CPS. I'm grateful that I had a support system that backed me at that time because there's men and women who do not have that. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that I was able to escape the domestic violence relationship that I was in because there's many women who can't. And I want to say something about that real fast. To be able to leave the domestic violence relationship that you were in and buy a new home, do you know how many women are stuck in DV relationships because they don't have anywhere to go? They do not have the money or the means. The person that they have been with for so long has isolated them off from the world so they don't have shit. So to come on your channel and just be like, oh yeah, I just went and bought a new home, tone deaf as fuck. Tone deaf as fuck. So many people are struggling right now that have no money. We are in a hard, this is a fucking recession, okay? We are at hard times right now. And to just, it's really just tone deaf. You know, I think of all the women who are stuck in these relationships, who have nowhere to go, who have no way to get out of it. Same girl, CPS did me and my husband really dirty. Yeah, in a shelter. Exactly. And so when I saw, that was just something that just really was like, what? So anyways, back to my relapse prevention shit. So after you write down the things that you're grateful for, then what you're going to do is you're going to bust out your planner, because one thing that I have taught you guys about, especially in early recovery, is you need to plan your days. Why do I say that? Okay. The reason why I say you need to plan your days is because it's really easy to be chilling with your friends and hanging out, and somebody come by and say, hey, Pixie, let's go to the concert tonight. There's a concert tonight. And Pixie goes, okay, let's go. And jumps in the car with her friends, and her friends are using drugs. And her friends are getting fucked up. And she did not think before she said yes. She just jumped in the car with them, right? And so when we plan our days, it helps us to stay the course, right? We have a plan for each day. We have things that are set up that say, okay, this morning I wake up, I'm going to do my morning meditation with my girls, and I'm going to go to the 9 a.m. meeting. Okay. Then at noon, I'm going out to lunch with my sponsor. Oh, then I got to be at work at 2. I work 2 to 10. Then when I get off work, I come home, I hit the midnight meeting. Okay. These are like things that you should be doing to set you up for success. Set yourself up for success, okay? If you're not planning your days in early recovery and you're just sitting at home and you're just trying to stay sober by osmosis, by just like sucking it in from other people, you're going to fail. You're going to get bored. You're going to get triggered. You're going to get, everything's going to suck, and you're going to fucking run out the door and go get high. You know what I'm saying? I lost my apartment and relapsed and had to move back in with my family at 40. I have a 4-year-old and I really need help with healing and getting my life back on track. Well, Nicole, you came to the right place. You can kick it with us. We got you. How do I at someone if I want to respond to someone in the chat? I don't know how to do it on YouTube. I thought you just touched their avatar. Does anybody else know how to? And listen, Nicole, Nicole says she's having a hard time. She had to move back in with her family, you guys. Nicole, I want to say this to you, okay? Girl, be thankful that you had that family to move back back in with, okay? We're going to use this Natasha Denona palette. You are so lucky that you have that family who supports you, because think about all the people who don't have nowhere to go. So think about it. Try to look at it from a different perspective, okay? Look at it from a different perspective. Reshape your situation. When you look at it from the perspective of, I had to move back in with my family, this sucks. It sucks, right? But if you look at it from the perspective of, damn, I have a family that I could move back in with. I could be fucking homeless right now. You know what I mean? I could be fucking living in a shelter with my kids. So try to look at it from a different perspective. When you change your perspective, man, I'm telling you guys, it changes everything. One of the best things that I ever did was to start refocusing my perspective to the positive side of things. And I used to think that this was so lame. I used to hate when people would say shit like this to me. Like, you gotta be positive. Fuck that. That's so lame. It works. It fucking works, y'all. Okay? It works. So, try to look at it from that point of view. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Like you said, you're 40. You don't want to have to live up underneath your parents' roof anymore. But I'm telling you what, it's not that bad, because this is just something that's going to help you to be stronger. So what I try to do when I have things happen to me is I try to look at them as experience builders, okay? So now that you have had to go through this and move back in with your family, right? This is just more experience that you're building, so that way you can help more people in the future, okay? In the future. If you had a relapse recently, instead of looking at it as a negative thing, look at it as a positive thing. It's more experience that you are gaining so you can be of service in the future. Okay? That's what being sober is all about, is giving back and helping others, right? Is healing our trauma and healing our shit, and being able to help other people heal their shit, And so if you are struggling and you've had a relapse, it's experience gained. Okay? Another thing that I like to tell people who have had relapses is, a lot of people say, I relapsed. I lost my 4 years. I was sober for 4 years, and now I've lost everything. I have to start over from day one, okay? And this goes for my people who struggle with eating disorders too. Listen up. Those of you guys that struggle with eating disorders, and you say, I was doing my diet for 2 weeks and I just binged all night. I have to start over from day one. I failed, right? Stop looking at it as a failure, okay? You didn't fail shit. You just gained more experience. Now you know what you can't do, okay? So if you recently had a relapse, what you're supposed to do, if you didn't know, is you need to sit down and you need to analyze your relapse, okay? I want you to rewind, Nicole, to 30 days before your relapse. What were you doing 30 days before your relapse, okay? Did you lose your job? Were you arguing with family members? Were you having troubles with your mental health? Were you, just everything that you can think of that was going on before your relapse, okay? So write those things down, okay? Then when you see, okay, hey, wait a second. I was really struggling 30 days ago. I was really struggling with my mental health, and I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I didn't reach out for help. I just kind of kept it to myself. I should have reached out for help. This was a big contributor to why I relapsed, right? And so, same thing with my people who struggle with overeating with food, okay? If you're somebody who, was doing really good for 2 weeks and then you binged, what were you doing? Were you restricting? Were you not eating enough? Were you overwhelmed? Did you have a fight? What was going on that led up to that binge? Okay, and you got to identify that shit. Identify what was going on and learn from that experience, okay? So a relapse is not like a failure, okay? It is a moment in time for you to learn more, okay? You got to learn from it. Don't let it be in vain, all right? Don't let your relapse be in vain. Learn from that fucking shit. Okay? Okay. Now, I love these eyeshadows, dude. This Natasha Denona palette is so pretty. It's an older one, the Metropolis palette, you guys, but it is so pretty. And I just love doing my makeup, so we're going to have a good time doing this. It's this one. I also lived in a DV shelter for a time in Arizona. The location was kept secret except to law enforcement. And during my time there, not one female disclosed where the home was located. That's good, Teresa. Oh, Erin, are you in here? Erin had somebody pass away, you guys. So everybody pray for Erin's family. She texted me this morning and told me that somebody in her family overdosed. So who was it, Erin? Who was it that somebody that you were they directly related to you or what? Yeah, so learning how to cope with stress is like, listen to me. The way I used to cope with stress, do you want to hear all my ways I used to cope with stress? I used to cope with stress by shooting meth, smoking meth, snorting meth, shooting Roxy's, eating Xanax bars at the wazoo, fucking overdosing myself, right? I used to cope with stress by adding more stress. That's what I did, right? I would just get fucked up and add more stress to my plate. I thought getting fucked up was relieving my stress, but what it was actually doing was just adding more to the situation. Now, when I have stress, what I do, and I'm going to tell you guys, the number one thing that helps me with my stress in my situations is to start snitching on my addiction. I made up this little phrase because it's just cute to me. Snitching on my addiction, talking about the way I feel, okay? I don't keep anything a secret. I don't keep anything inside of me. I share it. I talk about it. I come on my YouTube channel and I make a video about it, okay? I will go live. I will make a video and I will talk about how I'm feeling. Now, I know a lot of you guys aren't going to just come on and make videos, right? Because you don't like to do that kind of thing. But that's okay. You don't have to. But you can still snitch on your addiction. You can still have somebody in your life that you can call anytime, day or night, and you can talk to them about what you're feeling and how you're feeling. Okay. In fact, I think it's very crucial for you to have somebody, that one person, okay, that you can contact, that you look up to, who's in recovery, that can help you on your journey. Okay. Just one person you can talk to that will, keep your secrets and all that kind of stuff. Processing, this is like process group to me. Okay, this is like process group. The one I was at, isolating was a big one too. Yeah, tons of overdoses last 2 weeks. Really? Snitching on your addiction. Yep. It's like processing. It's literally process group for me, right? So what's done in the dark always comes to the light. All right. If you're trying to hide shit and keep it a secret, secrets keep you sick. Okay. They say this in secrets keep you sick. I want you to think about the deepest, darkest secrets that you've been keeping for all your life that you haven't told anybody. Okay. And those secrets probably harbor a lot of shame, guilt, maybe some resentment, some fear, right? And how is keeping that secret helping you at all? What is keeping that secret doing to you? It's not helping you. It's not conducive, And so even your deepest, darkest secret that you think people would judge you for, talking about that shit, get that shit up off your chest, dude. Get that shit up off your chest. I had this series I did on TikTok, you guys, where I would have people send in their deepest, darkest secrets anonymously, and I would read them on TikToks and make videos. And we literally had so many people getting their deepest secrets off their chest. And I would read them anonymously. Nobody knew who they were, except for me. And I mean, these were secrets like people were molested as children. These are really deep secrets that these people were carrying. Okay? Imagine carrying that shame with you all your life. There's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay? Don't carry that shame anymore. Let that shit out. Get it up off of you. Okay? When you get it off of you, it takes the power away. It takes the power away. You know, I wish that Jessica could get that shame off her, because I feel like she has a lot of stuff she has been keeping, a secret. And I think if she could get that shame and that power out of her and off of her, it would help her so much. You know what I'm saying? But to do these things, you guys, you have to understand something, okay? Like, this isn't to be like popular or for people to like you. This is to save your life, dude. This is to save your life. All right? So it doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter if they're going to make fun of you. Who gives a fuck what they think, okay? What they think doesn't fucking matter. This is about you staying sober or not. If you have these horrible things that are weighing you down and you're carrying them through life and you're like hiding away from everybody, right? Then and you finally get those things off of you. That is a fucking win in my book. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's hard. Believe me. It was hard for me to talk about a lot of the things that I talked about at first. So here's a big one that was hard for me. Okay, and I got a lot of hate for it. All right. Oh, I used drugs while I was pregnant with my son. Okay, and it was the hardest thing I ever did was to come clean about that and talk about that on social media. I got a lot of hate because of that. A lot. I got death threats because of that. Okay? But you know what? It hurt. It was hard to talk about, but it was the best thing that I ever did because it set me free. You know? Now I can move forward and I can heal in my life. You know? I still have a hard time. I still feel very, very guilty about it. I still get a lot of hate comments when I talk about it. But you know what? I would rather be honest, and maybe somebody else out there who has gone through the same thing can see my video and think, you know what? If she can get sober, so can I. I cannot tell you guys how many women have seen my pregnancy videos and reached out to me and said, I'm pregnant and I'm using right now. Please help me. I had one girl just last night on Instagram send me a sonogram of her baby's face, and she got sober. She got sober after seeing my videos talking about using while pregnant. And she got sober and she's been staying sober and she can't believe it. She said it. She's like, I can't believe that I've been sober. And look at my baby. My baby is okay. My baby is healthy, you know? And so maybe by sharing our mistakes and the things that we did with others, we can save somebody from not going through the hurt and the pain that we went through. You know, that's the whole premise behind sharing these shameful things that we did, you know? Is that so that somebody else doesn't have to go through the same thing that we went through. Doesn't have to continue going on down that pathway of addiction, you know? I shouldn't I? I'll do that, MT. Don't let anyone weaponize you with your own words. Yeah, exactly. And that's, a lot of people will try to do that. A lot of people have tried to do that to me. And that's what I always tell people. I've already told it. You can't expose me for nothing because I've already told it all. You know, I've already told my deep, dark secrets. Nobody can expose me for shit because it's all out here in the open for all to see. And that's how you want to live your life. You don't want to have to live your life worried about somebody having dirt on you or some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find a good dark brown to put in the corner of my eyeball. I got this brush in the Beautylish box. It's a Sonia G brush. Oh, I love it. It's so rich feeling. Yeah, it's like a step 4. Exactly. So for those of you guys that don't do this 12 steps, you know, in the 12 steps, we actually write down all the things that we had, you know, resentments towards, and the things that we did that were not right. And we process through that shit with a sponsor. And then we make a list of, so I made three columns. I made a column of, right now I'm going to make an amends. Maybe I'll make an amends, and never, right? And I'll never forget this. I put Tara, the girl who called CPS on me, in the never column, okay? I was like, I'm never going to make amends to her. Never, right? Do you know that slowly but surely, it took 3 years. She moved to the maybe, then to the yes. And God put her in my path. I didn't call her ass up. I was at work one day in Kroger doing the cards, and she walked in and she seen me and I seen her, and tears were falling down her face. And she walked up to me, and before she could say anything, I told her, I said, I forgive you. I forgive you. And she still wouldn't get honest about calling CPS on me, but that was okay because I forgave her and I did my part and I let that shit go. I let it go and I got to heal from it. You know what I mean? And she lied to me for a little bit longer and told me that it wasn't her who called. Of course, you know how it is, and that's fine if that's fine. That's her prerogative to lie, right? But it's 6.5 years sober. I was celebrating my 6.5 year sober birthday, and I got a phone call, and it was her on the phone. And she called and she said, I need to talk to you. And I was like, well, obviously you're on the phone with me. And she goes, it was me who called CPS. And I was like, girl, it's okay. I know already. I've forgiven you already. I knew that you did. But it took her 6.5 years of seeing me doing my sober thing. She follows me on all my social medias. 6.5 years of her watching me tell my story and all that stuff. And then finally she said, you know what? It was me who called CPS. And I'm like, I know. I know. You know, I have freed myself from that years ago. You know, because when I first got sober, I hated her fucking guts, dude. I wanted to drive my truck over her fucking body, dude. I wanted to kill her because she didn't call CPS on me because she cared about me. She didn't call CPS on me because she cared about my son. She called CPS on me because she was angry at me and my husband. Okay? She did it out of spite. And so I was very, very hurt by her, you know? And so that's why it was really hard for me. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful because it saved my life. Her calling CPS on me is what jump started my sobriety. And so I'm grateful, you know, I'm grateful that my life is better now and I'm sober because I might not have ever gotten sober if that hadn't happened, you know? And I truly believe that I probably would have died in my active addiction if she hadn't called on me because I was just going down a pathway to nowhere. And I had been on that path for so many years, you know? I didn't know how to get myself off the path. So, when you get sober and you change your life and you can heal so much that you can literally, I feel empathy for her, you know? I feel for her. Just like right now, I feel for Jessica. I don't hate her at all, at all. Please don't get it twisted. I feel for her. My heart hurts for her. It hurts for her because I see somebody who's stuck in limbo, somebody who feels like they cannot be honest, somebody who's stuck in a perpetual circle of lying. And that sucks, dude. That sucks. You know? It sucks to have somebody else exposing you for your lies and you couldn't be honest about it, you know? That hurts. That's hardcore. I'm sure she wished she could have done it on her own, but she probably wouldn't have if nobody had said anything about it, you know? So I love that you reflect and say it was good that it happened in the end. Yeah. Because here's the thing, I probably would have died, you guys, and I love my son more than life itself, and I'm glad that somebody woke me up. Hey, Luke, what's up, man? Y'all go subscribe to Luke's channel, The Narcotic Savant. For those of you guys that don't know, Luke is not in recovery. He's struggling, but he's trying to get there. So please don't go over there thinking you're going to hear about recovery. I mean, he talks a little bit about stuff like that, but I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. He's a crazy, crazy dude, and we love him just the way he is. And so, I love people in active addiction. I love people that are sober. I love people that are whatever, right? It doesn't matter if you're sober or what. I still love you, you know? And I love Luke because he's a good dude. And I want to comment right now because he and I talked earlier. Somebody commented on his channel and said, the only reason why you have a channel is because you're making videos about JK, Jessica Kent. That is not true, you guys. Luke's channel, he has had that channel long before he ever started talking about Jessica Kent. And he is not just building his channel off of talking about that. Okay? I think it's so funny how people expect us to not talk about something that is so big in our own recovery community. Okay? This is a huge situation that is happening. Okay? She is a huge creator who has built her following off of recovery. Okay? And so I think it's so crazy how people expect for us not to talk about it. You know? Like, that is just people being weird. You know? That if it was, listen to me, if what was happening to me, if I was being exposed for being high and lying the whole time about my channel, I would be getting dragged through the mud. Y'all would be trying to cancel my ass with a quickness. Okay? I would be getting straight torn to shreds. Okay? Exactly, Clary. I'm in the same boat as you, Luke, and I'm loving your videos too. Getting great recovery info from Nicole as well. Y'all are awesome, and I'm so glad I found you guys. I'm glad you found us too. Are people that deluded? They think everyone's life revolves around. Yeah, it's like, it's so crazy to me that we can't talk. It's like, why can't we talk about it? Like, this person built their whole following off of us believing and supporting them, right? And so now we're not allowed to wonder what's going on or, comment on the situation when more and more text messages are being exposed, more and more information is being exposed. Like, this is pretty crazy, dude. Like, if it was happening to me, like I said, I know that I would be getting dragged. How do I know that? Because it's happened to me before. Over on TikTok in 2021, people tried to cancel me, dude. They tried to drag me to the filth of dirt. It's, Megan, don't beat yourself up, okay? Don't be upset with yourself because you looked up to her, okay? This is a reason why I'm talking about this, because I know a lot of you guys feel like that. You feel like, how could I have not seen it? There's no way. Listen to me. You don't be upset with yourself. She presented herself. We're going to use some of these shiny shades. She presented herself as this person in recovery who got out of prison, who was living her life, who was successful, and you had every reason to look up to her. We all did. We all did. Even I did. You know, like, I can't tell if I want to use that shade. It's really pretty. It's like a taupey brown color. We all looked up to her, you know? So I'm going to go get some glitter glue. Hold on. A lot of people looked up to her, you guys. Like, oh, shitballs of fire. I think I'm going to use this like taupey color. You'll see in a minute. You know, there's nothing wrong with looking up to somebody, right? I mean, this is why, let me say this. This is why I on weed and have been trying to get on top of it. I know it's nothing like a full-blown addiction to something harder, but it's kind of taken over. Hey, Ann, no, you're totally, no, weed can be a hard thing for some people. You can actually get this, this thing called cannabinoid. Let me look it up. It's where you throw up, you have headaches, and it's from smoking too much cannabis. And so it can actually be a really serious addiction. What is it called when you throw up from smoking too much cannabis? Cannabis
hyperemesis syndrome, CHS, is a condition caused by long-term cannabis, marijuana, use. People who have CHS experience reoccurring episodes of nausea, vomiting, dehydration, and abdominal pain. with frequent visits to the emergency department. Hyperemesis means severe vomiting.
Okay. See, that can happen, CHS, from taking too much marijuana. So it can be a really serious addiction for people. And so I'll tell you this, I kind of would do what I did when I stopped smoking cigarettes, okay? And first, what I would do is I would clean out everything in my house that had anything to do with marijuana, okay? I'm talking all my pipes, my bowls, my carts, my joint rollers, my joint papers, my blunt wraps, everything. Okay, everything in your house that has to do with marijuana. Get it all out of there. Get it all out. Okay, then I would let somebody know that I'm trying to stop smoking. Okay, that's what I did. I let my husband know, hey, I'm quitting smoking. Don't buy me any more cigarettes. Don't buy me anything that has to do with marijuana, right? And so there I have my accountability partner. And then I would get into some groups where other people are quitting smoking, so that way we could help each other stay accountable. I think there's a lesson to be learned. Being fully transparent will maybe hurt you in the short term, but it's a good long-term solution. Absolutely. No, I'm pretty sure she had her baby in prison, you guys. That's not a lie. But so I think what had been said is somebody had said that she did prison time in New York, which she only did county time there. That is where I think that was, I think, what was happening. Now I don't know for sure. I have to ask the person who told me this, but what has been lied about the whole time is just everything that she's presenting, like as far as her and Reese, she's been cheating on Reese the whole time, right? As far as her sobriety, been lying about that the whole time, okay? And these are serious lies. You know, you don't lie to the recovery community about being sober. You know, that's such a hurtful thing to do, I feel like. But I see where some people say, they tell me, well, Nicole, you know, addicts lie. I understand that. I know addicts lie. I'm an addict, right? But they don't lie to millions of people, okay? That's that's the problem here, okay? It has nothing to do with like people, me not giving her a pass. Like I understand that addicts lie. I'm a drug addict, y'all. Okay, this is about her having a platform and building that platform off of these lies. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is the problem here. It has nothing to do with anything else but that. Okay, that's why people are upset, because this person has built a pretty profitable platform off of being dishonest with their audience when they claim to be the queen of transparency. Okay? What did she say at the end of her video the other day? Oh, I built my channel off of authenticity and transparency. Okay, girl. Are you sure about that now? Like, let's go back a little bit and let's really think about this, because that's not what we're seeing, right? Okie dokie. But who am I? Who am I? I'm just some girl with I'm just Nicole with a camera, right? I'm just some drug addict with a camera. I'm just over here, you know, spitting my opinion. Oh, I talked to Mindy this morning, y'all. I called her. We don't want her to fail. We want her healthy and honest, but her going after Mindy, not cool. Exactly. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that. This whole thing started, and I'm so glad Brittany made her video, because she reiterated that many times. It means a lot to hear validation, and you're so kind to share this advice. I'm a new subscriber, and we'll be here for your lives. Absolutely, and if you need some support, like on quitting, just let me know, okay? Some people, when they quit smoking, they do like a taper, where they taper their smoking down. For me, I could never do tapers, because it's just like I can't stick to the taper, right? And so if you think that you need to taper down on your smoking, you can, you know, taper your dose down and then get down to the little bit and then stop, or stop all at one time. Just know that when you stop, you're going to have a little depression. You're going to have a little anxiety. It's totally normal. Okay. I want you to look up post-acute withdrawal syndrome, pause. Okay. You're going to go through a period of time where you have pause. And I don't want you to be afraid or think that it's going to last forever, because it's not. It's going to pass, but it takes time. And you're going to have to put in work. Okay? So while you're doing this, you need to get into therapy. You need to get into some groups that are conducive for your quitting, some support groups. Okay? And do those kind of things that will help you in your recovery to stop smoking. Okay? And if you need anything, just let me know. You can message me on IG. I answer all the messages. Oh, anytime. And like I said, you guys, my number is on my YouTube. You can find my number on my YouTube channel. I post it in the comments all the time. If you need to get a hold of me, you can text message me. Most people just text me because I have so much going on that I can't answer my phone all the time. So texting is just what's best. But if you text me, just let me know, hey, it's me from your YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out for support with XYZ, and I'll help you. I got resources that I can link you up with, group meetings that I can link you up with, and these are places that really are awesome, and they're free. Nothing's gonna cost you money, right? The only thing that's gonna cost you money is if you want to be a member of my channel, which I really appreciate. If you guys do join as members, all that money that you guys put in for my membership, it goes straight back into my channel and my son. Let's keep it real, okay? Because I'm a mom. But you don't have to join my membership. It's just some way for us to get closer and to chat with each other. So that's what we're going to do tonight. For those of you guys that don't know, I would love for y'all to join as members, because tonight we're going to have a private members only chat where we're going to talk all things that have been going on, and we're going to talk about it more in depth, where I can say things that I can't say on here. You know what I'm saying? I can talk more about all the things that I know, because, you know, I'm best friends with Mindy, and I know a lot of what's going on behind the scenes right now. I just can't talk about it, you know, because I don't want to hurt nobody, but I can talk about it in private with you guys, you know? So we'll be doing that tonight. It's not going to be the whole focus. We'll probably talk about that a little bit, and then we'll move on to like helping you guys. I think it's $4.99, Nicole. And the way you join is, I'll show y'all real fast. But like I said, you don't have to join if you don't want to. I do go live a lot, so I don't want you to feel like, you know, feel left out. I go live a lot. So on my YouTube channel, if you go to my channel, okay, and up here it says like home, videos, shorts, go to live and click on any of these videos, okay, and then go to the description box of the video. So excited. And in the description box of the video, it'll say right there, join this channel. Hey, Stacy. Thanks for the money, man. Thanks for the 20, honey. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Like I said, every little bit helps. So that's how you join. It's straight there. It's right there in my community, or in my description box on my live stream videos. Thanks for that 20, honey. That's a nice 20 right there. $20, make you holla. You know what I'm saying? Okie dokie. Let's get a little bit darker brown in this crease over here. Yeah, thank you so much. Hey, Peppa, what's up? Hey, Ingdo, what's up? Being in a bad spot, but knew she has to stay away to protect her family and job. Yeah, I did talk to Mindy today, y'all. I talked to her this morning, because I called her because I had went to sleep early last night, because I had such a bad migraine. And I woke up this morning and I saw all these videos popping off here on YouTube. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And so I was kind of like, what? And so I called her and I was like, what happened? And she was like, I'm sick and tired of her telling people that she kicked me out for using drugs. She was like, that's not true. You know what I mean? She was like, that's why I think she's really upset because Jessica's like trying to trying to paint her in this light like she's just some druggie who was using at her house. And that's not how it was at all. Jessica was serving her, you know? I believe that just can't even be honest with the public, even if she wanted to, about if she has relapse. It will put her kids in jeopardy, so her supporters will never get honesty, unfortunately. You know, I know that it seems like that would happen, you guys, but listen to me. Listen to me. She absolutely could be honest, okay? Dupree's, Sam, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Shout out to you, babe. So for those of you guys that don't know, the members only lives will be every Friday, okay? Every Friday at 7 Central, we're going live. And it is going to be so much fun. So I need you guys to really, really dedicate yourselves to making it and coming to the live streams, okay? Last time I tried to do this, nobody came and it was just me and Pixie. So I really, really want this to be good. So you guys have to come, okay? So we can have a good time. Because without you guys, it's going to suck. It's just me talking. You know what I'm saying? But listen to me. She could be honest. She could come on her channel, like I said earlier, and say, you guys, I've been struggling. I need help. I'm going to go get that help. And I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Yada, 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 right? And go on about her day. Get off the internet for a while. Go get the help that she needs, okay? Then come back to the internet after she gets the help that she needs and let everyone know, hey, this is what happened. I had a relapse. I had to go get help. But now I'm back on track. Bada bing, bada boom, okay? So, do you understand what I'm saying? When my husband had his relapse back in 2020, what I did was I separated me and my son from him, you know, had him go to his mama's house. And I, you know, got support from my community. And I kept me and my son safe. And everything was good. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways to go about it and everything be okay. You know, honesty is if you cannot be honest with your recovery to yourself or anybody, it's detrimental due to your recovery. You did, Stacy. Thank you so much. There's like 400 videos in my Patreon, you guys, of just like all about recovery and stuff. And they've from over the years that I've done it. Now, for those of you guys that joined my Patreon, what do you guys want me to do? Do you guys want me to, how do y'all want me to do stuff in there? Do y'all want me to do a live stream with you guys once a week where we're doing like a private live? Or do y'all want me to just upload like stuff that I normally don't talk about online? Like I really want to make sure that I'm doing it to make people happy with what they get, you know? What I was doing in there was I was offering relapse prevention classes, and we were doing like coaching for a long time. And it was really, really fun. I'm glad you did too, Nicole. Lives. Okay, so I'll have my Patreon only lives or what we could do, you guys, if you're in Patreon and you're a member, what I could do is we could put that live together and patrons and members could be included. So would y'all want me to do that? So tonight for patrons, I can link you guys to our live that we're going to do so we can all be there together. Because y'all are, I mean, I think that would be cool. Because there's a lot of you guys, there's not a lot of you guys in Patreon. So I think there's more members than there are patrons. So what we'll do is we'll take it. I'm going to share the live for tonight in Patreon. So if you joined my Patreon, you're going to get the link to the live and you can come on over when it pops off. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. Okay, cool. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so if you joined as a Patreon, you're coming with us. You're coming with my members. Okay, y'all are one and the same basically. So there's a lot of content in that Patreon, y'all. For those of you guys that joined, go back as far as you can and watch my video. Y'all will see the difference. I feel like and how much I've changed over the years. I feel like I changed for the better. But y'all can tell me what you think. Because I used to be a crazy girl on here, y'all. I used to be really, so I used to be really, really crazy with AA and 12 steps. And I used to basically scream it from the rooftops that everybody needed to do the 12 steps because it's going to save their life. And I was so like, it was almost too much and I was pushing people away and I didn't realize it. It was just because I was really passionate and I didn't want people to die, right? And I didn't want my friends to die, so I was like always trying to get people to get into the program and get their lives together. Well, what happened was after about 4 years of working the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous and being on Suboxone, I started to kind of see some things in the program, not the program itself, but with the people in the program that wasn't resonating with me anymore. Like I saw a lot of judgment and a lot of it just didn't feel good. And so I found a new program called MARA, and it's Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. And it is also a 12-step program, but it's 12 steps for people that are on MAT. And so I joined that program and I love it. And so that is kind of what happened. I changed my beliefs a lot. I believe in harm reduction. I believe that, tough love can be like not good for an addict in recovery. I believe that it can be harmful more than helpful. And so that was another thing that I kind of didn't agree with a lot with AA, because I was seeing like all this tough love stuff and I felt like it was just hurting people more. Yeah, they're basically the same price. No. Patreon's cheaper. Patreon's cheaper. Patreon's only $2, y'all. Patreon is only $2. Make it holla. Yeah, I think my lowest patron is $2, I think. So $2, make you holla. Okay, let's see what we can got here. I got these cool ass, okay, this is the cream one. I got these from Linda Hallberg, and she's like a really good makeup artist. And so I ordered these from her website. They're like these color crayons. I really like them. And this one is like a cream color. And so I feel like when I put it in my, like, it makes my eyes look more open. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's called Mara, and it's amazing. I'll actually show you guys real fast. My friend Jeff created it. It's pretty big, and they have online recovery meetings all the time. All the time. Y'all should really go to one. I think y'all would really like it. What we do for Christmas is we do a 24-hour marathon where we go and we do meetings for 24 hours and people come on. It's so cool. You'll see this next Christmas. If you guys join, y'all can be a part of it. It's really cool. I have to sharpen this. Oh, thank you, y'all. Thank you, Clary. Oh, thanks, MT. Oh, shit balls. That fucking broke, man. I'm pissed about that. Broke the damn pencil. Hold on. I gotta find that thing because it's going to be black on my carpet. So, anyway, I haven't done my makeup in a while because I've just been being a lazy bum, But doing my makeup is part of my self-care. And that's what I always tell people, just getting on here and doing your makeup and chit-chatting with people, this can help you in your recovery. I know you're probably going, whatever, Nicole. I'm serious. Getting up, getting yourself together, putting your makeup on, blow drying your hair, putting on clean clothes for the guys, getting your beard trimmed and all that shit is a part of self-care. Okay? So when you're feeling all shitty and nasty and you're not feeling like yourself, let's put some highlight on. This is my favorite highlight by Amrezy and Anastasia, Beverly Hills. When you're not feeling like yourself and you're feeling crappy, coming on, getting your makeup on is the difference between, you know, staying in bed all day long and feeling like shit. So get up, put your damn highlight on, honey, and let's do this. You and your lives has helped my recovery immensely. Sam, I know I love you. Sam's been with me for a long time too. Sam found me. Did you find me on TikTok, Sam? I think it's important to have fellowship. This is what it's for me. You guys are my fellowship, you know? I come on here, I chit chat with you guys. We do our makeup for like 2 hours. But it's still fun, you know? Okay, now I gotta get my mascara. TikTok. Yeah, you found me on TikTok, baby. I love you, girl. I love you. I'm glad that I could help you. You know how that is. I love you to death. Yeah, lots of past videos. So you can see how I've always been. You could see me for what I really am, which is crazy as hell. I started my channel, you guys, because I had no support, okay? I was in recovery and I was on Suboxone and I was watching all these people in recovery in AA and NA have all this support, and I felt like, where's the support for those of us that are on subs? Where's the support for people like me? And I felt like there wasn't any. So I started my YouTube channel in an attempt to create a place for people like us who are utilizing medication-assisted treatment or plant medicine and actually, you know, doing recovery and who are serious about our recovery. And so that's why I started my channel, you know. I got the Pat McGrath palette, you guys. I'll show it to you. I like it, and it's pretty, but honestly, I feel like it's so overpriced, though. Just because here's the thing. The shadows that are, like, really bomb are those 4, like, special shades. And then after that, they're all like regular eyeshadows, you know? And so, I don't know. I'm torn. I do like Pat McGrath, though. I just like makeup in general, you know? I was going to put some fake eyelashes on you guys, but honestly, they drive me insane. I can't handle them. Thank you. I did my little wing. Not too big, not too small. Okay, let me show y'all what I was talking about. They're here already? Awesome. So this is my Pat McGrath palette I got. And so these 4 shades up here are like the special shades. You know what I'm saying? Oh, how did things go with my tooth? Well, I went up there Friday and she looked at it to make sure it was healing good, and it is. But my insurance won't pay for me to have a bridge, which a bridge would mean like it would be in there permanently, right? So I have to get a partial, which is basically like partial dentures, and it's just going to come in and out. I'm really upset about it because I don't want to have dentures. And it's not for the reasons why you think. I also have this Pat McGrath palette. It's because I don't want to lose my fucking dentures, okay? I don't want something that clips in and out because I don't want to lose it. And I'm really disappointed because I'm going to have that. You know what I mean? It's really, really disappointing if you want to know the truth. I don't understand why my insurance is giving them such a hard time about fucking paying for my fucking shit, you know? It's like, I have good insurance. My husband works for the government. Okay, I have good insurance. It just sucks that they're doing me like this. So that's the tea on that. I'm going to have a partial denture. Do any of you guys have partial dentures that y'all can tell me about how it is? And have you been able to keep your dentures without losing them? It also makes me feel kind of old too, you know, like damn, I'm only 40. Thanks, Megan. See what I'm saying, Nicole? That's going to happen to me. I'm going to lose them. I watched this dentist on TikTok, you guys, and he replaces people's teeth with this stuff called zirconia. And he basically files your tooth down to a little nub and then places these zirconian teeth over it. And I thought, damn, man, I wish I could get that done. It's $1,100 per tooth, though. You do, Nicole? Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to lose them, you know? So I'm going to have to be really, really, really mindful. I'll probably just keep them in a lot. But this whole experience with my tooth has been such a crazy situation because it's all because I didn't get my shit taken care of like I should have. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Like, if you have not been to your dentist, get there now. Okay? Make an appointment. I know it's scary, but go ahead and make an appointment. Okay? Because I don't want you guys to have the same issues that I'm having. Because I waited so long, I have so much bone loss in my jaw that I can't get implants because of all the bone loss. You understand? Yeah, it makes me self-conscious. That's how I feel. Do you like them, Elizabeth? I was afraid to tell you guys about my teeth whenever it happened because I was so embarrassed. But then I thought like about all the people who struggle with addiction that have had teeth issues and that I should share it because it could help somebody. But my pride was telling me to just cover my tooth up or not make videos. But then I was like, man, I can't go that long without making videos. I just got to show them what happened. You know, and that tooth had been bothering me for a long time. It had been loose for a really long time, and I didn't understand why. Well, when I went to the dentist and had the x-rays done, it was because of all the bone loss in my jaw, and my tooth was basically floating in the gum. It was just being held in by my gums. That's it. So that's why I had to have it pulled because of how loose it was. And the other day I had was I don't know what I was doing, but I knocked it and it literally went like this. And I was like, I've got to get this out. And so after it went like that, my mouth, I couldn't stop messing with it. It was bothering me so much. I kept moving it with my tooth, you know, with my tongue. Oh, really? I didn't know that about dentists. Partials, I heard, hard because they go to where they don't fit. Yeah, I know, right? I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to have to, my dentist said that they want me to see them every 90 days for cleanings because that's how serious it is. And so if I don't want to lose all my teeth, I'm going to have to see them every 90 days for cleanings and stick to it. So yeah, they're going to be getting all my money, basically, which sucks. Damn, girl, I look fine. Look, I can whistle out of my tooth. When I made the live or the video to tell y'all I was going live, I whistled out of my tooth. And when I watched it back, I was like, I am so cringy. Like, I am such a nerd. You know, I'm such a nerd. And people like, oh, you know what? People can make fun of me and say I'm a nerd. That's okay, because I am. I know. Oh, I know. I wish we. The U.S. is so expensive when it comes to healthcare. That's why so many people don't have healthcare, you guys, because of how expensive it is. It's really unfortunate. Healthcare shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be to where if you are less fortunate, you can't get taken care of. That's bullshit. You know? Ain't nothing but a thing. That's right, Melissa. Ain't nothing but a thing. Okay. Wow, $345. My mom has asthma really bad. Um, really bad. It always used to scare me when we were little because she would have to use her inhaler, and I always thought she was going to die, because she couldn't breathe. I was so scared when I was little. I had a lot of paranoia. Um, and it really, really made my anxiety really bad. So that's one thing I have is like really bad anxiety. But since I've gotten older, I've been able to kind of, get it in check. But when I was younger, it was crazy bad. And I would like get focused on it and I would make myself sick from it, just like my little boy does now. My son is a lot like me when I was little. He has really bad anxiety, and his anxiety is so bad that he'll vomit because of it. Okay, how do we look, you guys? Are we looking like a fucking queen bee or what? Are we looking like a beauty queen? Isn't that crazy? Like, and I try to think back to like why was I so scared of stuff? And when I reflect back on it, like I had a lot of phobias about stuff like driving, because riding in the car with my parents. I always thought somebody was gonna like carjack us. I've never been carjacked in my life. And I think a lot of it had to do with when I was little, my dad and my sisters and I, we would all sit and watch. We would watch Unsolved Mysteries. We would watch, what else? Um, America's Most Wanted. And I was a little girl, like 5 years old. And so watching that stuff kind of made me scared, right? That those things were going to happen to my family. And so I think that was kind of what played into it, was watching the shows at that young of an age. But oh, I feel like we did a really good job on this makeup look, you guys. Whee! So, um, you're afraid of driving? I drive. I have to, take Nate to school and stuff, but I have the same anxiety that, it's more about people. It's not about my driving. It's about other people's driving, And I used to be afraid that I was going to have a car accident and shit because of somebody else running into me and stuff, Thank you, guys. Thank you for the compliments. I really appreciate it. Now, the next thing that we have to work on is my weight loss. And we're going to get my weight loss going. And I'm going to go to the doctor because I have to go see my primary care physician. And I'm going to ask him about getting on Mounjaro or Wegovy, which is a shot that helps people with their weight. And so that will be our next thing that we tackle. Is it really? So, this is the finished look. Another look that I like to do is purple. purple eyeshadow is my favorite. And it looks really good on me for some reason. It looks good on brown eyes. And so that will be our next makeup look. We'll do a purple look. When I have my purple eyeshadow on, honey, I could seduce your old man and make him leave you from me. No, I'm just playing. But really, I can't. Yeah, I hate to exercise. I hate it. It's like I don't like sweating. I hate it so much. And so, but when you're turning 30, does your hair out in clumps in the shower? No, I don't think so. Not when you turn 30. Now, when you turn 30, a lot of stuff starts happening. I noticed whenever I turned 30, a lot of, like, I noticed I was getting older. My metabolism slowed down around the time when I turned 30. But if you're having clumps of your hair falling out, you might need to look at your shampoo. See what you're using. Some of those shampoos make that happen, Get your thyroid checked. I had my hair fall out back in 2013. I was addicted to methadone and a whole bunch of other drugs, and my hair fell out in this huge clump. I had a bald spot about that big, and I'll never forget it. I was in the shower washing my hair at my mom and dad's house. Neil was over there with me, and he had just met my parents. And my hair, I was in the shower, all of a sudden this huge clump came out in my hand. And I felt it, and I looked at it and said, Neil, oh my God, come here. And he ran in the bathroom. He's like, babe, what's up? And I was like, my hair is falling out. And I showed him, and it was this huge bald spot. I got out of the shower, I dried my hair, and I showed my dad. And my dad goes, it's from all the drugs you're doing. Duh. Like, he said it in such a matter-of-fact way. It was so crazy. But my husband got down on it, and he could see it came out from the roots. So he could see there was little black spots all over it. And he would go like this, and stuff was coming out of it, like a little black hair thing, a little thing. It would pop out, right? And then we went and got Rogaine, and we rubbed it all over my head, and I started taking biotin. I went to the doctor for it and everything. It grew back, but it was so scary. And it was because of stress on my body, and I wasn't eating. I was very, very small. I was addicted to drugs, and I was just out of my mind. And the stress on your body from drugs can make your hair fall out. Wow, really? I don't know. Yeah, my hair used to shed really bad, but now it doesn't really shed that bad. I mean, it sheds normally, My husband hates it because my hair's all over the house. But, honey, I got a thick head of hair, honey. A thick head of hair. Really? Good job, Stacy. You know what? That makes a lot of sense, because when I started my Lexapro is when my weight gain started. So the first 3 years of my sobriety, I gained a little bit of weight, but I was fine. It wasn't until like 4 or 5 years into my sobriety where I started packing on the pounds. And especially 2020 was such a hard year for me. It was a hard year. It's really easy for me to get into like a behavior of where I'm just sedentary at my home, because I love being at my house. I feel stable. I feel safe here. When I was in active addiction, I didn't have a lot of stability because I was living with different friends and just bouncing back and forth between houses. And so when I got sober and I got stable and got my own house, I just love being home, And so that's why I struggle so much, because I'm sedentary, and I have to start challenging myself more and leaving the house. Like, I don't leave my house really a lot because I love being here, so ugh. Yeah, 2020 was the suck-ass year. But anyway, I'm about to get off here, you guys, because we've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. You know how we do it over here. I really appreciate you guys for all joining and hanging out and just chit-chatting with me. At the end of the day, you guys, like, I'm just talking about what's going on YouTube. I have nothing against Jessica. I do not hate Jessica. Okay? I want to help people, okay? I love recovery, and I love helping people with recovery, okay? My life is different because I'm staying sober and I'm being honest, okay? And it's being living my life in recovery and giving back to other people has saved my life and continues to save my life every single day, okay? I am constantly putting other people before myself to help me, okay? At the end of the day, you guys see me and you say thank you so much, but it helps me, okay? It helps me. That's why I do what I do, because it helps me stay sober. If I didn't do these things, I would be high, okay? And I think that everybody can learn from the situation. Everybody could help others and change their life for positive, you know? And that's what I hope for everybody involved. I hope that, you know, everybody stays safe. I don't want nothing bad to happen to anybody. I love my friend Mindy, and I stuck up for my friend, and that's what I did, you know. But I want to help you guys, and I want to support you guys, because I know there's so many of you all who feel, you know, like you've been taken. So I just really want to be with my people, you know, and y'all are my people. And I'm really grateful that God brought you guys to me, even though these circumstances, you know, were negative circumstances. I'm glad that y'all have come here and that you enjoy hanging out with me and enjoy my content. You know, my content is just me talking with you guys like a normal person, because that's what I am. Okay, like you're never gonna see me like put on these videos where, like, I'm just me. This is me, okay? I love doing live streams. I love sharing with you guys my everyday life just the way I am. You know, I feel like when I go live, it's a lot more, it's just better because you can see me for who I am. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not me pressing record, getting ready, editing. It's just who I am, you know? And so I love going live. I'm a live streaming junkie. Okay, and y'all will learn that. Y'all are gonna learn that. And so I just really want you guys to know that this is something I've been doing over here for a really long time. I don't know where y'all been, but we've been over here doing the damn thing for a while. And so I'm glad that you guys are here now. Okay, I'm glad that y'all are here. For those of you guys that joined my members and my Patreon, tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be live with my patrons and my members. Patrons, I am going to, right now when I hang up, I am going to put the link to the 7 p.m. live stream in the Patreon, so y'all will be able to access it. All you'll have to do is click that link at 7, and it'll bring you right to me, okay? Members, I am going to put the link in our members community tab right now. So at 7 o'clock, all you'll have to do is go to the community tab, click the link, and join the live. I will be going live from StreamYards. So that way, those of you guys who want to come up and introduce yourself to me and chit chat with me on the live, you'll be able to do that. The live will never be seen by anyone else except for patrons and members. It will not be public ever. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you do want to come up and share, don't worry about anybody else seeing it. Okay, and all I ask is that those of you guys that are patrons and members, what is said there stays there. Okay, if I catch any of you guys taking, you know, the video out of the patron or membership, I will remove you and give you your money back. Okay, because this is going to be a place where nobody can see it except for us. Okay, so yeah, it's not going to be a place where, you know, we're gossiping. It's not going to be like that at all. We might talk a little bit about what has been going on online, but it's more going to be focused on us supporting each other in recovery and in our day-to-day lives. Okay, so it's not going to be like a gossip session. It's going to be us being supportive and helpful to each other. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, please understand that. I don't want you to join if you think it's just going to be a place where we're going to be talking shit about other people, because it's not going to be like that. And so you're going to hate it. It'll be about recovery, and it'll be about our lives, okay? And when you join, baby, we will love to have you, Nicole. So if you join, if you want to join Patreon, Patreon gives you access to all my past patron videos. There's 400 videos in there. If you join membership, you're not able to get to the lives in my Patreon. So if you're somebody who wants to join Patreon, just know that I'm combining y'all together. So we're going to do lives every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with patrons and members. Okay? Okay. All right. I'll get off here and I'll see you guys tonight. All right? Love y'all.